Hello, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining. I hope this will be a good session for everyone. Today's webinar's topic is CoPQ, which is cost of poor quality. Now, cost of poor quality is the cost incurred by the organization as a result of producing defective units or products. Chances are that the defect would have been identified either internally within the organization or externally by the customers. All of this results in an intangible loss, which is a loss of reputation in the eyes of customers and the related loss of market share and customer loyalty. Today's webinar is going to be hosted by our renowned quality expert from New Delhi, Mr. Akhilesh Singh. Quality improvement has been a focus of many of our webinars in the past and has been very eagerly received by many of you. Mr. Akhilesh Singh is extremely knowledgeable on quality improvement techniques, and we encourage you to ask him as many questions you all may want to ask. Now I welcome Mr. Akhilesh Singh to take the session forward.
Hello friends, very good evening. Welcome to another session on the manufacturing excellence. During last few months, I had interacted on various topics related to improvement in the quality and enhancing the global competitiveness. I hope it must have added value to your competence and you must be practicing some of these techniques. Now, coming to another very powerful concept. The title of today's webinar is Profit Improvement Through Cost of Poor Quality Reduction. As you all aware that cost is one of the very important aspect of our business from all the angles. The company wants to reduce the cost, at the same time customer wants to get the product at the minimum price. So the cost management is the big challenge for all kinds of industries and service operations. But how to reduce the cost? One of the best way is improve quality. By improving quality, the cost automatically comes down. This is the theme of this particular webinar. So this series we started as manufacturing excellence. In fact, excellence is not a destination, it is a continuous journey that never ends. As long as a company exists, excellence has to be practiced. So achieving the excellence, we need to continuously improve our knowledge, skills and practices so that we can perform better in our operations. So anything that has to begin with understanding the goal. So I've asked this question in earlier seminars also, earlier webinars also. So now let's try to understand what is exactly the goal of any business organization. I mentioned earlier that goal is basically the holistic growth, and out of that profit is one of the very important element. Unless a company makes profit, it becomes difficult for it to survive and grow in the globally competitive environment. Profit is essential for every kind of company. And what is a profit? Very simple formula, all of you are very well aware. Profit is equal to revenue minus cost. So to increase the profit, what we have to do? We have to increase the revenue or decrease the cost. How to increase the revenue? To increase the revenue, we have to increase the selling price. But can you do it? Today's selling price is determined by the customer or the market. So every day, in fact, selling price is coming down. The only way now left is for improving the profitability of your company is reduce the production cost. So how to reduce the cost is a big challenge. So this is cost of poor quality is one of the metrics which can help to reduce the cost that we'll be discussing in the today's session. So managing it is in fact practically managing cost through quality management. So quality is directly proportional to improving the profitability and inversely proportional to the cost. Better the quality, lower the cost. That is the basic approach of this seminar. Let's see how the quality and profit are related. So the purpose of quality is to satisfy and even delight the customer. For that, what we need to do, we have to improve the product features, which has got a better features than other competitors, competing products. And second aspect is that the freedom from defects. Quality can be improved by eliminating all the defects from the product. So for improving the features, we have to design a new product, bring innovation. So that helps to increase the revenue by attracting a higher price and increasing the market share. These are the two aspects, two things need to be addressed to increase the revenue. If you want to increase your annual turnover, you have to keep the price of your product higher, and it is possible only when you have got a better features. The best example is iPhone. Every year they come out with a new phone. Now I understand i7 model is going on. So every model that has got a better features and it costs more because of the features. People are ready to pay for the features of the product. So to increase the features, we have to improve the quality of product by design. At the same time, we have to reduce the defects which is generated in the whole supply chain, the production process, design process, user process, marketing process. So to reduce the defects and reduce the efficiency of the processes, we have to address lower cycle time. We have to make things faster. We have to take care of claims asked by the competitors. How it can be done? Just by defects. If your defects are less, there will be less claims. By reducing the defect, less waste, and so this will lower the cost. So to lower the cost, we have to reduce the cycle time, we have to reduce the defect, we have to reduce the waste, and to increase the price and the revenue, we have to increase the product features. This is the basic approach of the quality management to increase the profitability of any company. The, you are seeing one of the greatest figures in the quality management area, one of the quality gurus, Joseph Juran. He says to manage the cost aspect and the business, we have to translate the soft floor language into manager's language. Because the management of any company or the senior managers, they talk in the language of money. Whereas the soft floor engineers, soft floor people who are producing, they talk in language of production, productivity. So Cost of poor quality allows us to translate the things into money. Once we talk in terms of money, it hits everybody's mind and compels us to compels and think us to identify the methods to reduce the cost. So any deficiency, any defect, any failure, any mistakes which is done in the process on the shop floors, it is converted in terms of money so that people can evaluate its impact and take proper action. That's why this name of cost of poor quality was given, and it was very well popularized by one of the greatest quality gurus of the world, Joseph Juran. So Joseph Juran, he gave how to improve the cost. He defines quality as composition of two different things. Two concepts he gave. One from the quality is income oriented and consists of those features of the product which meet customer needs and thereby produce income. As in the last slide I explained, if you want to increase your income, you have to improve the features of the product. The second approach second approach is cost oriented. One is income oriented. To increase the revenue, you have to improve the features. Second form of quality is cost oriented. It consists of freedom from deficiencies or the failures of the product. In this sense, higher quality usually costs less. Any defect that increases the cost, and higher quality that reduces the cost of the production. So these are the two approaches given by Juran, and he gave a unique approach of known as a Juran's trilogy, which helps to manage the quality. Quality management has got three distinct activities. It is called as quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. So, based on this concept, he, Joseph Juran developed a model for the quality control, quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. Here, as per this model, if you see in this particular diagram, because of the ignorance of the concepts, all the operations, they are inherently having a chronic waste of more than 20%. If you see in this particular diagram, the cost of poor quality starts with the 20% itself. Any sporadic spike in the quality, that is because of some special causes, that has to be attacked by quality improvement technique. So to reduce the cost, we have to continuously improve the quality so that the cost comes down to the base level as a new zone of quality control. So this requires the knowledge of various quality tools, continuous improvement techniques like Kaizen, A3 thinking, Six Sigma methodology, which many of these topics I have discussed in the earlier webinars. So the quality planning is the process of preparing to meet quality goals, involves understanding customer needs and developing product features. The very first step is to make a quality plan, how we can meet the requirements of customers. Then once plan is made, plan has to be made for every activity right from the concept to the delivery end. Then once plan is made, then comes the quality control. Process of meeting quality goals during operations, control parameters, measuring the deviations and taking actions. Means whatever the plans we have made, any deviation is taking place during operation, then it must be controlled by the quality control techniques. Third thing of the quality management is the quality improvement process for breaking through to unprecedented levels of performance. So this involves continuous improvement journey, improvement in the design, innovation, because without improvement, product cannot sustain its competitiveness. People are looking for new features in the coming products. As I mentioned, the iPhone, every year it is coming with a new model which has got improved features. So the people wait for the product in spite of being a costliest phone in the market. There is always high demand of it. People are in the queue for the procurement. This is one of the burning examples of quality uniqueness which whole world is waiting every year and ready to pay more. So this way the quality improvement helps the companies to increase the competitiveness and increase the revenue. So another very famous concept is the total cost of operations. I'm just touching it, though the main focus is in the monitoring and controlling the cost of poor quality. So, but we must understand the total cost of operations. It is called as a TCO, is comprehensive full cost accounting estimate designed to help consumers and commodity managers assess the cost. The cost has to be managed in a holistic way, right from the concept to the its disposal after its life cycle is over. So the total cost of operation helps to assess the whole the entire life cycle cost of the product. It consists of cost incurred throughout the life cycle of a service or a product, including acquisition, deployment, operation, support, and retirement. TCO identifies costs which are made up two major components, direct and indirect. These direct costs traditionally are made up of labor and capital costs. Indirect costs are more of the soft costs associated with an acquisition and tend to be more difficult to measure and rationalize. One of the primary goals of CoPQ is to reduce its cost of operations. So as you see in this particular graphics, the cost element is divided in several subgroups. First is the purchase price, that is the supplier's cost, then supplier's profit, then the contract management cost, bid and award cost, which is involved in the procurement process, procurement and delivery process. Then comes the operations cost. Converting the raw materials into usable goods, it requires a lot of operation. So during this cost, a poor quality is generated, and finally the management cost. All these elements are added to figure out the total cost of operations. But in this particular webinar, we are not going in detail about this particular. This particular concept will be focusing more on the cost of poor quality or the operations cost, which includes the cost of poor quality also. So, coming to the concept of quality cost, some problem. So, cost of a product, what you produce in your factory, whether it is small or large, it has got two types of cost: cost of production and cost of quality. Cost of production that includes direct, indirect costs, the material cost, processing cost. But in cost of quality, we are having three main categories of cost: cost of failures, cost incurred on the appraisals, and cost on the prevention. So the prevention, appraisal, and failure are these three types of major costs which are required to manage the quality. So components of quality cost can be broadly classified: cost to create a good quality, and another cost associated for the poor quality which has been made because of the inefficiency and unskilled people. So quality cost can be broadly classified into categories. First is cost of good quality, which is incurred for the cost of conformance. Cost of conformance means producing a product as per the design, as per the specification given by the customer. So the cost of conformance is, it has got a two categories. One cost is for the prevention and another for the appraisal. It's just to prevent, we have to spend some money, and for appraisal or assessment we have to spend some money. That is comes under the cost of conformance. The second category is cost of non-conformance or the cost of poor quality. It is because of some failures in the control. Whatever the plan we have made, if we fail to follow the plan exactly, it means some failures are taking place. To rectify those failures, we have to incur time, effort, and money, which is caused the cost of poor quality. This can happen within the factory and outside the factory both. So the cost of conformance, as I mentioned, it has got two main categories: prevention cost and appraisal cost. So the prevention cost is basically to ensure that no mistakes are taking place. Prevention can take place by improving our design. It can happen in design. Inspection is done, is a manufacturing process that requires continuous monitoring of the product by the trained manpower. So this comes in the appraisal cost. Then the reaction takes place. If anything goes wrong, then you have to rectify. Then again you have to incur, incur the cost. This way the cost goes on increasing. So to save the cost, we have to minimize the cost of prevention, cost of appraisal to the optimum level so that our defect levels are reduced. And cost of non-conformance is the cost finding and correcting defective work. If anything is made defective by mistake, then we have to spend a lot of money to correct it. You might be seeing in the cars. Some quite often we read in the newspaper this particular company called cars what they have delivered for last 1 year because of some unique defect. So it becomes huge cost for the company to rectify the non-conformance or defect created by mistake or by poor control of quality management in the company. So this is a huge cost. In addition to the spending money for the repairs, it damages the reputation of the company, trust of the customers, goodwill of the customers. So this becomes very, very dangerous for any company. Then non-conformance costs can be classified in two categories: internal failure cost and external failure cost. Internal failure cost is all the cost incurred because of the non-conformance within the boundaries of your company. Once the product has left the company, then a lot of cost associated because of the failures in the product which could not be detected within the factory, like the warranty claims, any field failure when in the use, the penalties which has to be paid by the supplier due to delays. So these are external failure costs. So this way we have seen four types of costs related to the quality is the the prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure cost, and external failure cost. So today's theme is that how to manage these four kinds of cost, because any cost incurred, that has to be subtracted from the profit margins of the company. So the focus of here cost management is here, especially with related to quality. So we have to first, just to manage or monitor and reduce the cost. First, we have to understand the concept of cost of good quality and cost of poor quality. Then understand how much we are spending on the prevention, how much we are spending on the appraisal, how much money is going to drains because of internal failures and external failures. These are the four areas of concern has to be monitored, analyzed, and continuously improved to reduce the overall cost. This is the subject of cost of poor quality management. So coming to that, the prevention cost. The cost of all activities is specially designed to prevent poor quality product and services. The cost incurred to keep failures and appraisal cost to minimum. The cost incurred to prevent deficiency in products, people, processes, and system. What we need to do to prevent the failures, we have to, the most important aspect, we have to educate the people. The knowledge and skills of the people is one of the most important aspect to reduce the prevention cost. In fact, in the beginning, companies they have to increase their prevention cost to reduce the external and internal failure cost. If you want to improve the quality, you have to first spend some money to educate your people so that the quality cost is reduced. Unfortunately, there is no money is spent, practically negligible money is spent in small industries to educate people, to train their manpower. Because just by spending 1 rupee in the training, you can save 100 rupees in the fellows. So this way, the prevention cost is cost of educating the people, putting automation in the company, in the machines. Some of the examples are quality planning, means making a good plan how we are going to produce product in different stages of operations. So the quality plan, for this, to make a quality plan, people have to be educated about quality plan, how they are going to make the plans for quality. They must have a knowledge, and that knowledge can be imparted by education and training only. Special plans, quality procedure, documented procedures are required. Then new product review, reliability engineering. Any new product you are developing. So how reliable it is, that you have to apply the reliability engineering concepts on it. So you have to incur some cost on that. If you are spending some money in the beginning, it may appear a cost, but it is going to save a lot of money because of the failures. Then the process planning, process capability studies is a starting point in fact for the quality improvement journey. Inspection planning, activity related manufacturing and service process. These are the coming under the prevention costs. Quality audit is essential. The vendor quality evaluation, ISO 9000 certification, training. These are the items where the cost has to be incurred to prevent the failures. So these are the categories of the prevention cost. In fact, in the beginning, the companies they have to increase their prevention cost. If they are spending 1 rupee, increasing their prevention cost by providing these activities, they are going to save more than 100 rupees because of the failures. Then next comes appraisal cost. Cost associated with measuring, evaluating, or auditing products and services to assure conformance to quality standards and performance. So here, what are the activities done in the appraisal cost? Quality audits. Even in the financial budgets, auditors they are checking. It costs money, but it saves a lot of money by preventing and checking the misuse of the finances. The same way, quality audits, inspections, these are helping the company to control the failures, control the defects in long run. So these are the two costs, the prevention cost and appraisal cost are classified in categories of the cost of good quality. This cost has been spent to ensure that good quality of the product is made by the company. Appraisal cost examples are incoming inspection and test, in-process inspection and test, final inspection and test, document review, product quality audits, testing equipment calibration and checks, inspection materials and services, stock evaluation. All these are essential. Why it is essential? Because it is going to ensure that everything going as per order and no defectives are made. So to ensure that good quality product is made, we have to spend some money on the prevention cost and the appraisal cost by through these activities. Then comes the another cost aspect category which we call it cost of poor quality. It has got two components, internal failure cost and external failure cost. So what is internal failure cost? These are the cost of deficiencies discovered before delivery of product and services to the customer. During the design and production stage, if you are failing to discover deficiency, it is going to increase your internal failure cost. These are associated with failures or non-conformities to meet explicit requirement or implicit needs of external or internal customers. So, if you fail to meet their needs, then you are going to get the feedback or the complaint from the customer. So it is going to cost you heavily. It includes avoidable process losses and inefficiency that occur even needs are met. There are many losses which are avoidable if it is not corrected in proper time. It is going to increase your production cost because of higher internal failure cost and reduce the profitability margin. These are costs that would disappear if no deficiency existed. If we just make our process perfect, then all this internal failure cost will disappear. So the approach is that to gradually minimize internal failure cost so that our quality improves. So examples of internal failure costs are the scrap. Once a scrap is made, a product is rejected because of some deficiency, the cost of labor, material, overhead cost, and all associated that goes on the waste. This is a direct subtraction of money from our profit margins. Then the river, this increases your cost of corrective actions. It is internal failure cost. The missing information, retrieving missing information that side should have been supplied. If it is not there, then it is adding your cost because you will get a call from the customer or the person who has to use that information. You have to provide again. So that additional activity adds cost. The wrong information, because it has to be corrected, it may cause a lot of defect. The failure analysis, analyzing and identifying causes of non-conformity. Even if any mistake has happened, and because of that non-conformity has been produced, then to rectify it, you have to study it, you have to collect the data, analyze, and identify the causes, which requires the time, effort, professionals that adds cost. Repair of non-conforming purchase material, re-inspection and retest of repair products, changing processes to correct deficiencies, redesign of hardware to correct deficiency, redesign of software, scrapping of obsolete products, downgrading of products. All these activities they increase the cost because of the internal failure of not performing the right approach in the operations. Then the external failure cost, the cost associated with deficiencies identified after product is received by the customer. Once product goes in the hands of customer and during the application they find out some problems in that. So immediately they'll call the supplier, lodge a complaint. In many cases, they'll ask for the warranty, they will ask for the replacement, they'll ask for the compensation. So this way, the cost of product production and operation that goes up. So in addition to that, association cost includes lost opportunities for sales revenue. If failures are more, image is damaged, then many orders will be cancelled. So you have lost the opportunities of increasing your revenue. These costs would disappear if there were no deficiency. If no deficiency is found in the product once it reaches in the hand of customer, then the external failure cost will be zero. So the whole aim of internal failure cost and external failure cost to bring down to zero target level. Examples of internal failure cost are warranty charges. Whatever the warranty claims come into the companies, that is basically increasing your cost and reducing the profitability. Complaint settlement. One complaint comes from the customer. In addition to the damaging the reputation, trust of the company, somebody has to go investigate the complaint, find a solution, and settle it. All these activities they incur expenditure. So the cost of failure that goes returned material after you have produced some product which has gone to the delivered to the customer, but because of the some deficiency in the product, the whole material comes back. So your material production cost, your logistic cost for delivery, then again return, all these things cost ultimately added to the external failure cost. Concessions made due to some standard product. Any small defect made in the product, then it has to be made as seconds. So all the difference between a prime and seconds that becomes lost to the company, which is adding to the external failure cost. Rework on support operations. Any rework, repair, correction of the wrong invoice, document, product, that again adds cost. Revenue loss due to late collection. Many times what happens? Collect the money from the customers. If you are not timely collecting it, so you are losing the revenue. Because whatever working capital you are using in your company, you are directly giving interest to the banks. If your revenue collection is delayed, it means to extent of the interest on that particular revenue collection that already you have to pay to the bank. So this way, delayed collection that is going to increase the cost of the external failure. Customer defections due to poor quality. Any because of the poor quality, external failures, many customers they just defect. They stop buying your product. So this way, your revenue loss that directly comes that is added to your external failure cost. New customer lost due to inadequate process capability. Many times, new customer they ask, "What is your process capability? What sigma level? What ppm level you are producing? What is the quality percent defective?" So, if your process is incapable to meet the desired specification of the customer, so they'll not place the order. So these are the deficiencies in your process. This is adding to external failure cost. Poor perception of customers about company's product and services. If lot of failures lot of defects are observed by any customer during use of the product. So it spoils the image of the company. They will be not a repeat buyer, and in fact, they'll tell another 10 friends who may be prospecting buyers of your company. They'll share the experiences, bad experiences of failure of products, and this way the perception of others changes and you start losing your market share. So external failure is damaging company directly and indirectly both way. Just see what is happening. Mostly because of lack of knowledge of cost of poor quality concept. We are just trying to manage only what we see as a tip of iceberg. If you just see poor quality aspects are the costs, activities which are increasing cost are so many which are submerged in the water which we are not able to see. Most of the companies they are managing only the tip of the iceberg of the cost acting activities, what can physically see, like inspection, warranties, rework, scrap, sorting, reprocessing. All these things can be seen on the software. Most of the managers they are just focusing on that. But lot of money is being spent as a cost of poor quality in the setups, scheduling conflicts, time value of money, unpredictable process and information, profit and loss, returns and allowances, moral loss, customer loyalty, expediting or chasing for the supplies, higher risk, buffer inventory, administration cost, lost sales, customer scorecard impact. If you see, there are so many factors which are hidden, which we are not able to see. All these hidden factors increasing cost. So the cost of poor quality concept is going to focus, going to draw your attention to see all the visible and the hidden regions which are adding cost and take appropriate action by using the quality management tools. So quantum of cost of poor quality, can you guess what may the quantum of cost of poor quality in your company? This is already a research conducted by many leading quality organizations. What is the actual cost of poor quality in most of the industries? They found that it ranges between 5 to 30% of sales value and 20 to 40% of operating expenses. Your turnover, if it is 100 crores, cost of poor quality may be about 5 to 30% in the range. Let's say it may be not less than 20% of your sales revenue, which we are not able to see. So this cost of poor quality going to expose what are the hidden elements which must be addressed. So this way, just by managing the cost of poor quality, we can increase our profitability without increasing the total production of the plant. So that's why it is called. It is discovering a hidden factory within the factory. By reducing cost of poor quality with the same inputs, you are going to increase your revenue. You are going to increase your output with the same inputs, with the same cost of material, cost of labor, cost of operations. You are going to produce more quality products, more sellable products with a higher revenue. So this way, CoPQ concept is going to discover a hidden factory within your factory. So what we have discussed, the total cost of quality has got four elements. The first is the prevention cost, which is a must. Just like vaccinations we do. Earlier, about 40, 50 years back, there used to be only 3, 4 vaccination for children to prevent a lot of disease. But today, if you see, the cost of prevention has gone up, but it has helped in improving the overall health of the people. Today's young children, babies, they have to undergo at least 10 to 12 different kind of preventive vaccinations. So, which will ensure that in their life span, they will reduce their expenditure on maintaining good health, treating the disease. So the same way, prevention cost, increasing prevention cost is going to increase your profitability. So the appraisal cost about the audit inspection, so that before the product leaves, it is ensured that only good quality products are delivered to the customer. So this is going to help. This is going to help reduce the external failure costs. So the cost of good quality is the prevention and appraisal. It has to be increased in the beginning, but if it is increased, then it is going to significantly reduce the internal failures and external failures. So this way, these four elements of cost of quality need to be managed, monitored, and managed. So the approach of reduction, as I discussed, these are the four elements of cost of quality: external failure, internal failure, prevention, and appraisal. If you see in the beginning, the green one, prevention cost, if it is increased, it has to be increased in the beginning. On what account? It has to be increased by for the training of the people, developing their skills. Same way, appraisal cost has to be increased in the beginning just to ensure that no defective products are produced and dispatched. So if these two are increased, it is going to significantly reduce the internal failure cost, what is defectives made at your production lines, and external failure costs at the customer end. So this is the approach of cost of poor quality management, is that increase prevention and appraisal costs to reduce the internal and external failure costs. So your overall saving is significant. This way, it is going to reduce the overall cost, and this overall saving is directly increasing your profit margin. So the COPQ management here is being used as a tool for increasing the profit of the company with the same material. So if you just see the graph, it is put in the graph form. So if you see in the beginning, the prevention cost, what is today, it has to be increased. And once your process matures, then gradually it comes down in long term. When the people are fully trained, it becomes culture of the company, then again the cost of prevention that comes down. Same way, appraisal cost, audits, inspection has to be increased in the beginning. In long run, it is going to help to reduce the overall cost. So this graph shows how cost of poor quality or the cost of quality management is going to help you to reduce the cost. It requires time to mature the culture of COPQ management. So this is a strategy, long-term strategy to make the profitable growth of the organization. The very famous 1-10-100 rule. If you are spending 1 rupee on the prevention cost, then you are going to save 10 rupees of a correction cost. If you have not spent 1 rupee in the prevention, in the training, then the same people, they are going to make defective products which may require 10 rupees to correct it, 10 times of it. So the prevention and correction is within your factory limit. But once the defective product has gone to the customer and the complaint comes, because of the external failure cost, means then you have to spend 100 rupees only to manage that external failure. So 1 rupee spending at the prevention stage is going to save 10 rupees at the correction stage, the production stage, and 100 rupees once it goes to the customer end. So this is a very, very eye realistic and eye opener. Here people have to think to spend money for the prevention cost so that we can save a lot of failures. So example is given Hewlett Packard study. They conducted a study. HP is famous for the computers, printers, so many office equipments. They conducted a study of to verify this 110 rule. The earlier you detect and prevent a defect, the more you can save. If you catch a 2 cent register before you use it and throw it away, you lose 2 cents. Any defective register which is put on the electronic circuit, if it is detected and thrown away, just you have lost only 2 cents. If you don't find it until it has been soldered into a computer component, it may cost $10 to repair the part. That register, defective register, is not checked at the early stage of the assembly and soldered, and finally it goes to the testing, then it is costing you $10 to repair that particular part. If you don't catch the component until it is in the computer user's hand, the repair will cost hundreds of dollars indeed. If a $5,000 computer has to be repaired in the field, the expense may exceed the manufacturing cost. Just see, if the defective register could not be detected even during inspection stage and goes to the buyer, which buys a computer of $5,000 and complains, then your technician has to go and may have to spend much more than $5,000 in addition to the bad reputation of the company. So this is a very, very practical and realistic study conducted by HP, and they are following is here. Just see how much importance has to be given to the cost of poor quality methodology to increase the profitability. So the focus of cost of poor quality initiative is identify and quantify quality costs. Because unless you detect and quantify the cost, it becomes difficult to take action for improvement. So it is exposing the hidden factory. So all the cost of poor quality, it means there is a potential to increase that much profitability without making any capital investment. So it is an ongoing measurement system. It is a breakthrough. So the whole CoPQ concept is a very, very important, just like right post for the company, which is going to reduce the cost, and discovering a hidden factory. Why it is hidden? Because of ignorance, we are not able to control the cost. So, but once we become aware and control the cost, automatically the profitability that goes up without any capital investment. Now comes quality cost. It is a language of managers. How to communicate and measure the quality cost. First is the percent of sales. Of the total turnover, what percentage of sales is due to poor quality? Per unit of product. Okay, if 1,000 units you are producing and cost of poor quality comes 50,000 rupees per year, it means 50 rupees per unit is the cost of poor quality. Just by improving the process, one can reduce that 50 rupees cost by eliminating the causes of poor quality. Then percent of direct labor. This is another matrix the direct cost of purchased material, inspection or other evaluation, scrap, rework, and replacement. These are some of the methods used to measure and communicate the cost of poor quality. Because unless it is measured and communicated to the concerned manager, it will not strike their mind and not propel them to take proper action. So, how to reduce the cost? First thing is that analyze the process of the organization and divide the value streams into value adding cost centers and business process. To reduce the cost, the whole operations has to be subdivided into various cost centers or cost process. Collect the CoPQ data of each process or product. Every company has got hundreds of processes. First one has to divide the all processes delivered and then collect the cost of poor quality data of each process. Select cost reduction project based on their impact on bottom line and customer satisfaction. How to select cost reduction project we will be discussing. Once cost reduction projects are selected, then form project teams to solve those problems to reduce the cost. Make improvements by problem solving. How to solve the problem? Through the Kaizen is a PDCA approach, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control approach, which is used in Six Sigma projects. These Kaizen techniques we have discussed in the earlier webinars. So prevent recurrence of problem by standardization and standardization of the improved process. If some mistake is happening in the production process which is causing defects, so it has to be stopped. Recurrence of those mistakes has to be stopped. How it can be done? By standardization of the processes, by training the people, by applying new techniques for control. So this way, the cost of poor quality can be reduced. From where to collect the data for the cost of poor quality? Once we are going to implement the cost of poor quality concepts in the company, so all the data are already there. It has to be dug out from the
So there's
various
one question.
documents.
There's one question.
Okay, friends, there is some question. There is a question if the customer asks additional required after receiving the product which is not mentioned at the time of order, finalization, that cost can be added in COPQ or not? No, it should not be added because customer is asking after the placing of the order. If he is asking, then it is not cost of poor quality. In fact, it should be clarified before confirmation of the order, and if confirmed order specification is not meeting, then it is going to increase the cost of poor quality. But after the order, if customer asks something more, then it is not the fault of the company. I think now the sound and view is clear. If you are having any other question, I'll be happy to answer. Now coming back to that, from where to collect the data regarding cost of poor quality. So already lot of documents you are generating. Only important is that you must understand the concept. From where to bring this information is most important document is the production reports. That tells about the cost of, is a lot of information about the cost of quality aspects. Quality reports means how much defect rejections are taking place. One can find out the cost. Cost accounting reports stock reports, commercial records, complaint settlement records, training records, administrative expenses records, quality audit reports, other relevant records. So if you just collect the data from these documents and try to evaluate the actual cost incurred because of the cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance, one can calculate exact quantum of cost of poor quality. Use of quality cost, how it can be used in addition to the cost benefit. This is measures effectiveness of the quality improvement program. So if cost of poor quality is not coming down in your company, it means quality initiatives, quality improvement actions taken are not effective. Your quality management system is not effective. So this way, the cost of poor quality is indication that you require special attention to improve your quality management system. Then pinpoint loss areas. This is where the CoPQ value is becoming very high. So this pinpoints this is the area of concern which is causing loss. So immediate attention of the management is required to prevent that loss. Identify activities for quality units. Here, if quality cost is coming higher, it means some activities of the quality related activities are unnecessarily increasing the cost that has to be looked into. Budget prevention program. So, cost of poor quality will help you to make a budget for how to prevent the failures in the company. So again, I am coming back to the Juran's triology, Juran's method given by that quality improvement versus control. Basic concept given by the Juran. Improvement distinguishes control. Chronic waste is 23% built-in process by quality improvement reduced to 5%. If you see, because of the lack of knowledge of the quality planning, chronic waste are up to 23% built in the process. Once the quality concept goes in the company, immediately it draws attention of the people and forces them to make quality improvement and the price of the actually by reducing the cost of poor quality, it can be brought down to the a new zone of quality control where the operation cost comes down means by up to 15 to 20%. So this is the methodology how it can be done by continuous improvement. First, you have to measure cost of poor quality, then identify what are the activities which are increasing the cost of poor quality, then take actions to reduce the cost of poor quality by making improvement approach, and this way cost of poor quality comes down and the profitability increases. How the quality improvements are done. It is done project by project. Once you come to know the cost of poor quality of particular activity is very high, it means there is some problem. Then if problem is there, then it has to be solved. So any problem solving that helps in the improvement. So the problem solving techniques like Kaizen, Six Sigma, A3 thinking, there are so many techniques are there which people have to learn and identify the problem and then solve it. Quality improvement is applicable universally. It is not just only manufacturing industry, even in your office. I'm just giving simple example for accounts department. If one wrong spelling or the wrong number written in the check, if there is a word and number is not tallying, or the sometimes one signature is missed many times it happens without sign, check is made to the recipient. And after that goes, you spent your time, effort, courier cost, it has gone, then it was discovered there is no signature or the wrong entry or the misspelling. then the whole thing, a complaint comes, the check comes back again you have to rectify and do. So this is a cost of poor quality you are writing. This is costing billions of rupees for the banks and financial transactions, not just millions. Manufacturing industry, business process, support activities, operations, software, even in the example, I'm just sharing my example at the passport. Spelling of my name was given wrong. Passport was issued, then I have to run from pillar to post to rectify that passport. Complaint, then with document again go submit it. It's another 3 4 months plus all the hassles. So how the cost of poor quality is applicable in every area of our operations, not just only in the industry. This is equally applicable in the government offices, financial institutions, industrial operations, trading houses, everywhere. So, quality improvement parameters. Improvement extends to all parameters. How any quality improvement, that these are the parameters of productivity, the output per person per hours. How you can measure quality improvement? If any improvement in the quality or the reduction in cost of poor quality, it can improve the productivity. It is happening in appearing in terms of cycle time. If cycle time is more, the cost of quality will be more. So if cycle time is reduced, so COPQ is reduced. Human safety, any accident, it adds cost of poor quality because of the accident, the man-hour loss takes place. The factory is stopped. All the operators they accumulate at one place. So the production loss is taking place, man-hour loss is taking place. The environment, if we are polluting environment, so it requires a lot of cost to clean that environment. Pollution is a adding cost of operations. So this way, various parameters of cost of poor quality are the productivity, cycle time, human safety, environmental safety. All these are indirectly related with cost of poor quality. Quality improvement is not free. It cannot be free because quality improvement requires expenditure in terms of time, effort, and money. You need infrastructure. Suppose you want to establish quality improvement in your company, you need infrastructure. A department is needed, people are needed, they should be trained to that level. The consulting may be required, means you need help of a specialist, you have to spend time and money. So, but this is not an investment, in fact, this is not an expenditure. In fact, the quality improvement initiative is the investment. If you are investing 100 rupees, you are going to get more than 1000 rupees ROI. So here the paradigm shift is required. Quality improvement infrastructure must be established. It should not be taken as a cost. It should not be taken as expenditure. It should be taken as investment. This is the one of the highest ROI investment in the industry. Quality improvement is not capital intensive. For the improving quality, you don't need a very expensive equipments. What is needed here? It is a knowledge intensive. Means it needs knowledgeable people. It needs lot of training of the advanced tools. You need a project teams. They have to invest time and effort for the collection of a data, analysis of a problem, and taking appropriate action, fine tuning of the processes. So these things are more of intellectual type, which can come only by the knowledge, by getting training on the latest quality subjects, quality improvement tools and techniques. So it doesn't require a huge capital. So all the small companies, they have to start thinking, creating a infrastructure for the quality improvement. Quality improvement ROI. In fact, the return on investment is among the highest for the quality improvement activities. From the reports of various quality improvement projects, it has been proved that ROI is very high. As I mentioned in that 1-10-100 rule, if you are spending one on the prevention cost, you are going to save 100 times of the at the external failure cost, 10 times in the internal failure cost. So ROI is highest in the quality improvement investments. Quality improvement gains. What are the gains? As you see in this figure, first it brings down the cost of the production, it brings down, and whatever the cost comes down, that adds to your profit because your all expenses, the material, what is being purchased in the company is the same. Manpower employed by the companies for the same. What is changing? Just because of the poor quality reduction, your output increases with the same input without adding any additional cost. So profit that goes up. Major gains, majority of saving comes from the vital few projects. Here, very important Pareto principle I discussed during 7QC tools. What is that? 20% 20% problems are increasing cost by 80%. Cost of poor quality is increased. 80% of cost of poor quality is only because of 20% of the problems. So these are the vital few, and the trivial many are 20% cost because of the 80% minor problems. So here with the CoPQ measurement, we can identify which are the 20% problems which are adding 80% of cost of poor quality. So one can find out using the Pareto principle by data collection and try to solve those problems instead of just running for every minor problem. So these projects are multifunctional in nature and managed by cross-functionality. Once you identify these are the 20% problems are causing by 80% cost. So cross-functional teams are made, they are trained and they solve the problem to reduce the cost. Majority of the projects are useful many carried at departmental or process level. So the majority of the project has to be done at the process level. Is each department they must identify the cost of poor quality, select projects which are costing highest in the priority list as per the Pareto analysis and take up those projects and solve using the Kaizen and Lean tools. So benefits of improved quality need not be explained. All of you know now just by measuring cost of poor quality, then taking actions to eliminate those causes of cost of poor quality, what happens? It decreases the defects, decreases the overall cost, decreases the return goods coming from the customers, employee turnover. In a good company where the good system is there, the employees don't turnover is lower than the companies where the poor quality is there. The customer complaints that reduces owner and management stress. With the more defect level, everybody gets stressed. I worked on the shop floor if quality problems are coming. The operator is worried, the supervisor is worried, manager is worried, everybody is under stress. So it is not just only financial but emotional problems also occur. And what are the benefits? It increases revenue, it increases sales, it increases the capacity. As I explained, a hidden factory within the factory. Just by improving the quality yield with the same inputs, your revenue that goes up. Employee satisfaction. Every employee be happy once quality products are produced by them. Customer is happy, market share increases, competitive edge, you become your profitability increases, you can reduce the same product without impacting your profitability at lower price than competitors. personal time away, means all these things means increasing the positively. So these are the benefits of improvement in the quality. How to select now? I'm sure it must have given you some idea. Yeah, somebody has asked what does fine tuning means. Fine tuning of the processes, just like in a, let's say a process which requires time and temperature control. So just by measuring the cost of poor quality and doing some experiment, you make a study at what time and temperature combinations your quality is the best. Rejections are less. So this is a fine tuning. You can fine tune by measurement of your process so that the defects are reduced. This is the fine tuning. So we have seen the concept of cost of poor quality. I'm just summarizing. So to manage the quality, there are two types of cost: cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. So there are four types elements are there: the prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure cost, and external failure cost. These four types of costs need to be monitored for each process. First, you have to measure, and these data are dug out from various records being generated in your company: production reports, accounts reports, audit reports, cost accounting reports. So there is no problem at all to be generating the data. So only understanding the concept is there. Once you have collected all these data, just tabulate it and put in the Pareto diagram or the priority list and see that which is the costliest cost of poor quality element that must be addressed immediately. So this is the how to select the project. I am just giving how practically it has to be done. Means this is the way as a consultant I try to guide the people to find out the to select the projects. So quality improvement is change management activity. Any improvement is a change. Change is what? From this condition, this set of parameters to the better set of parameters. By fine tuning means we have changed the parameters so that the quality has improved. How it is done? Change management. In fact, the whole quality management, all initiatives is the change management. The change has to be better. The Kaizen definition of the Kaizen is change for the better. Any change has to be done to improve the quality level, performance level, and overall comfort level. That is a change. Selection of cost reduction project has to be scientific and objective activity. In many companies, some managers say these are the problems coming, just take up this project to solve it. No, this is not the approach. The approach is the objective approach. You collect all the costs, prioritize it, and which is the most expensive mistakes or problems in the company, they have to take it on the priority basis. So it has to be objective activity based on the impact on the bottom line. Those project has to be selected. Criteria for selection of project is that one which is impacting maximum on bottom line. Is any activity which is adding cost to the highest extent, it is the costliest mistake we are doing. That should be addressed first. Such projects can be identified through a unique CoPQ measurement activity. How you can know which mistake is there in the company is costing heavily, which is subtracting means eating away the margins from the profit only. So only through the CoPQ measurement you can find out. Now, what are the steps to assess cost of poor quality and select improvement? This the steps not from any book. This is based on my personal experiences where this particular approach has been deployed. Select value chain of a product or product family from order booking to delivery. is how the cost of poor quality is like if you are making various kind of products. Some, let's say, for a sheet metal product, one particular department is doing deep drawn items, another is making a long product, means the long product fabricated items. So both are having two different processes, two different kind of customers. So one has to select each value chain product right from order to delivery as a single product family. So all the COPQ data has to be collected so that once you have identified which particular product you are going to take as a COPQ measurement project, then develop a process map. Every step has to be identified. What are the process steps involved in that? Identify all types of COPQ waste generated in each process. So all types of defectives are items which are adding to cost of poor quality has to be identified based on your experience. This can be done only by the person who is managing it. So process owners, he knows best about their process. He has to first, he or she has to first develop process plan, identify all type of cost of poor quality elements which we have explained in the this particular session. Then measure the quantum of waste generated in each. All type of COPQ items are the waste. In the lean language, it is called as waste. How much quantum is being wasted, which is adding cost. Evaluate the COPQ value for each waste. For each item, assess what is the cost it is. Is the material cost, time cost, effort cost, is any cost accountant or any operation person, he can easily evaluate the cost of material, cost of the energy, cost of the time, cost of the machine spent on that particular item. Compile the COPQ assessment report, compile all the data, then identify and prioritize the areas of improvement. So once you have compiled the report, just in the descending order, if you cost aspect, if you just put in the descending order on the Pareto diagram, you will come to know which are the priority areas. Then select the improvement projects based on that data. We'll give a case study, we'll discuss it, then it will be clear. So the after identification of the area where you want to implement the cost of poor quality aspect, so you have to make a process map. Process map is a means for systematic diagnostic activity and information. I'm sure most of you must be very well aware about the process map, must have been used. So to prepare the process plan, establish the process boundaries, observe the process in operation, list the outputs, customers and their key requirements, list the inputs, suppliers and your key requirements. It is a very popular tool. So this clarifies actually what is the sequence of operations of Indian process. Then macro level process map. Practically you can do it the macro level, the process 1, 2, 3, 4 means what are the various processes which are being performed in your company. Each process at the end some value is created, means good product which is a cost of good quality, and the waste means items which are causing cost of poor quality. These are identified at each stage and quantified. Then each process at the micro level it has to be done. It has to so many steps. It has to be expanded to minor steps to know actually in which step the wrong operation is going on. So this way the cost of poor quality process map is developed, and each process actual cost is tabulated in this way. There are four elements: internal failure cost, external failure cost, appraisal cost, prevention cost. In each process now you know how much you are spending for the internal failure, external failure, how much it is costing for appraisal and prevention. This way you get the actual data of from where you will get. Already I have discussed production report, quality performance report, cost sheet, customer complaints, audit reports, breakdown reports, maintenance records, warranty claims, shipping documents, customer orders, and so many related documents. They will reveal all this information. So identify the types of poor quality items, develop metrics for measuring the quantum of poor quality, collect the data of quantum of poor quality items generated during last 12 months. Because most of the accounting is done on annual basis, it's better to have the average quantum for the 1 year period. Now let's see how to collect data for the internal failure cost. Let's see. These are the six main causes in a particular company, which is causing the internal failure. Scrap or wastages because of the defective, excess consumption of raw materials, consumables, utilities, downgrading because of the poor quality prime material has been downgraded as seconds. So the price difference comes down by 15 to 20%. That is the cost of poor quality. Yield losses because input, yield, whatever the loss, that is because of the cost of poor quality. Excess inventory more than the minimum required, that adds to the cost of poor quality. Repairs and rework. These are the six major elements which is causing internal failure cost in any production process. If you just simply collect the data for these six elements in your process, it will give you how much it is costing, how much quantity, each quantity, how much it costs, and the annual value you can get it. So now the external failure cost, what are the items? Returns from the customers, price concessions because of the some complaints or some bad quality, you have to give some concession to the customer that adds to your cost of poor quality. Warranty claims, whatever the money is spent as a compensation of the warranty. Complaint settlement, any complaint comes, the money is spent on just settlement, the person going, the, the money is spent in the time, effort, and whatever the compensation is given. So all these costs, it can be very easily accounted with the help of cost accountants and the concerned people. So this is the external failure cost. Then third element is the appraisal cost. How much you are spending on the inspection, incoming inspection, first the raw material incoming inspection. Suppose if you are not doing raw material incoming inspection, though it is a cost of quality which must be incurred, it is additional cost. Then the wrong raw material goes, then you are spending as per 100 rules 10 times when it is produced. So incoming inspection, how much you are doing, in process inspection, the final inspection and testing material cost, because each test requires some material, which is after the testing that material becomes useless. So this adds cost. Then the calibration cost of the equipment. If it is not calibrated, so it may give the wrong rating. So these are the five most common and most important elements of the appraisal cost which must be monitored. Then finally the prevention cost. Prevention cost means producing any product without quality planning. You must know what quality activity is required to be done at each stage of operation. So that comes in the quality planning. How to manage the quality, how to measure the quality, how to correct the quality, that comes in the quality. You have to make the plan. Then process planning, the same way, how you are going to perform the process. The planning is required. So once quality planning and process planning is made and that is given to the operators and production staff, then there is chances of reduced cost of poor quality. Once it is planned, everything is planned, people are trained on that, and then the quality audits are done to ensure that they are following as per the quality plan, they are following as per the process plan. That is the quality audits means to ensure that the plans are being put in practice. ISO 9000 quality management system is again This is a system established to ensure that quality. Though cost is involved, but this is going to help in improving your quality. And finally, the fifth is personally I feel the most important aspect in the quality education and training of the people. Not just only the operators, technicians, the managers, supervisors, owners, everybody needs training. So training, in my opinion, I am trained in Japan, and my conclusion that the Japan, why it is the best? Because of the best education and training system they are providing to other people. Everybody is trained. So the training is the one of the most important element to improve the quality, to improve the profitability, to reduce the cost of poor quality. So this way you come to know that how much money is being spent in prevention cost. I'm sure most of the small industries, even the medium and large industry, they are least, their expenditure is the least. This particular prevention cost item should be highest in the SMEs in the beginning. My strong advice that you just check in your company how much money you are spending on this. So this is the most valuable investment. Please always remember 1-10-100 rule. So 1 rupee spent on the prevention is going to save 10 rupees in the collection and 100 rupees in the final in the performance. So this has to begin with the training. I have intentionally put the training as the bottommost because that is the foundation of all. So that through the education and training of the quality tools, the Kaizen, 7QC tools now, zero defect, zero effect is coming as one of the very powerful technique. So this way, the cost of poor quality can be reduced. Once you have got all these four tables for each process, then compile the total cost of poor quality. All these tables I have made these tables so that formats it can help you to assess it internal failure cost, external failure, appraisal cost, and prevention cost, and then you come to know the total cost of poor quality, which is going to range. In the beginning, as I mentioned, as per the Juran Institute, in the manufacturing industry, it ranges between 15 to 45% of annual turnover of the cost company. So this is the total cost of poor quality. We are not able to see it, realize it because we are not measuring. So the CoPQ measurement is one of the very powerful tool which can expose hidden activities which are eating away your profit. This is the cost of poor quality. Once you put it on the project selection, then you can prioritize depending on the economic value. Let's see one case study how it has been put. Metal Comp India is an automobile fuel tank manufacturing company. The main raw material used for making tanks is cold rolled steel sheets. The core manufacturing process include blanking, deep drying, welding, assembly, and shipping. Supporting services processes are quality management, engineering, purchase, finance, human resource development, and admin. Cost of quality has gone up during last year, especially in export orders. To make it competitive, company has to reduce the cost. To identify cost reduction projects, a COPQ assessment study was conducted during these days. A finding of study are presented in following tables. So these are the first. The failure cost is taken internal failure cost, defective stuff, repair, rework, failure, defective scrap, all these from the records available in the company and the external failure penalty paid to the importers return is all this data you can generate in your company also, and the total amount comes to 697.259 millions, and the whole thing is calculated in percentage wise. So on the defective stock 0.37%, repair rework 8.31, 0.26%, defective scrap 21.26%, penalty paid to importers 46.31%, return products 2.59%. Once you get these figures, immediately your mind will strike where the money is being drained. It's a penalty paid to importers. Why? Because of the delivery problem. This is one of the greatest concerns of our country. Then the defectives is scrapped 21.26%. So what need to be done? Immediate action based on this report. If it goes to the owner, immediately it will strike his or her mind. Immediately inquire why we are paying so much penalty to the importers. Then the project starts. The cause and effect, the cause and finding solution. The same way internal failure, why we are spending so much 21.26% on the defective scrap. Scrap rate is very high. So these are the this way cost of poor quality data is helping you to identify where immediate attention is needed to improve to, to take improvement to improve the profitability of the company. So the same way, how much the appraisal cost is the company? 16.7%. But if you see the prevention cost, quality engineering training is negligible. 4.29% is the prevention cost, 16.7% is the appraisal cost, 21.26% is the around 30% is that coming to is here the external failure cost and internal. So all the four data you are having, how much it is costing to the company. So from this data you see practically very little money is being spent, invested on the prevention cost. So this way it guides the companies to prioritize where to invest money, why it is happening. So internal failure, you just see now this whole thing is summarized. Internal failure cost is 30.1%, external 48.84%, appraisal cost 16.7%, prevention cost is 4.29%. What does it say? So immediate action is needed to reduce the external and internal failure cost. How you can do it? By increasing your prevention cost. More training, more facilities for checking the defectives, quite frequent audits. It may, in the beginning, it may increase the cost of prevention and appraisal, but it is going to significantly reduce the cost of internal and external failure cost. So this way, CoPQ is guiding. So the reporting, the same report has been prepared. Language of money, what managers think. 20% of sales revenue, 882.45 million per year. We are just spending on the cost of poor quality. Rupees 408 million penalty paid to the importers. Language of objects on the software level, 80% of total production, that is a CoPQ. 16% of the production capacity is just being wasted. Means 16% of the capacity. If you just reduce the cost of poor quality, automatically the same facilities will start increasing productivity by more than 16%. 20% of man hours lost. So this is the way how it is being addressed. So use of the CoPQ information, now prioritizing. First number priority is penalty reduce. Second is scrap reduction. Third is rework reduction. Fourth is spot inspection reduction. Final is so this way you get the what is the priority to be addressed. So how to select the project? Decide what project to be taken up for cost reduction. Criteria for selection is the most important is the customer satisfaction. Then the competitiveness and the profitability. Customer satisfaction is the strategic decision. Customer irrespective of the profitability. customer care must be taken. Then the competitiveness, we have to see that how we can increase our competitiveness, then how to increase the profitability. Because the first two, customer satisfaction and competitiveness, is going to help you increase the revenue. This revenue increase with lesser profitable margin is going to increase overall profit. So get approval of management. Management must approve all this data, form project saying, decide the start and completion date, and then do it. So Metacomp CoPQ project based on this data. Two projects were selected: reduction of payment of penalties and reduction of scrap in production process. Teams were formed, teams were trained, and they were asked to take up the project for improvement by taking the Kaizen, PDCA approach, or demat approach of 6 Sigma. So each project is a problem. Purpose of CoPQ reduction, it is identifying a problem solving project which is costing money to the company. Now each project has to be solved by using various tools and techniques. How to improve quality and reduce CoPQ? Form a project team. Train the team members on Kaizen and 7QC tools. This there is a question somebody asked, how we can count value. Value is based on the value is calculated based on the cost incurred on the material, time is spent on the machine, and overheads associated. So the direct material cost, direct machine cost, and all this indirect overheads, these are taken, and it is a pro rata basis proportioning is done. Any cost accountant, how to calculate, these are the standard methods are there. Okay. Proportion, pro rata basis, all these costs are estimated and calculated. The standard method is there. You just consult any cost accountant, he'll tell you how to estimate the CoPQ value. Then form a project team, train the team members on Kaizen and 7QC tools. I've already conducted webinars on Kaizen and 7QC tools. Those are going to be used here. You can refer back on the YouTube. You can go through that again. Solve problems through the Kaizen. So plan, do, check, act. These are the 4-phase activity. Use 7QC tools during PDCA activities, and this way the problems are solved. So how it is done? Again, repeating it, grasp the situation. GTS, it is called. It's very important. Without this, one should not just jump to the first phase of the plan. So here first we have to understand the process, observe it. What is happening? Means minutely observing the process, seeing the past trend and understanding the situation. Why these things are coming? Is it because of the poor management or the lack of knowledge or the ignorance, carelessness? First you have to go about some psychological factors which is causing this situation. Then go for the PDCA. These are the 4 phases. All this is how it is done. This is the foundation for the Kaizen. Planning is what? What is defining the problem? Just like we go to doctor, first he discusses about your lifestyle, what is the problem, discusses. So he is trying to grasp the situation, what job you do, what is your worries, all these things. So based on the data, then defines the problem. This is the defining the problem. This is a typical problem, why it is happening. Then collect the data and analysis of the problem. Further, why you analyze? Identification of the causes. What is the causing the problem? Any root cause That causes a problem, and the effect comes as a cost of poor quality elements or defects. Then identification of cause. Then first what is happening, then why it is happening, what is the cause, then how it can be solved, planning a countermeasures, finding a solution. So these are the plan is the one of the very important activity. What, why, and how. The better the plan, more the success rate. So once plan is made, implementation of the plan, and then checking at a defined interval whether everything is going as per the plan or not. This is audit and inspection are the checking activity. Once everything is going as per the plan, okay. If it is not going as per plan, immediately you have to take corrective action. Then finally, if everything has gone well and you have got the desired result, then you have to standardize. At phases means standardizing it so that that becomes normal way of working and everybody is trained to follow the same way of working. So this is the PDCA approach of problem solving. This is called Kaizen. Means these are the four phases of Kaizen activity. During the PDCA, these different phases, we are going to use various types of the tools, which I have discussed in the last webinar, the 7 QC tools, how they can be used at different stages. So the problem solving team, they have to learn the Kaizen, they have to learn the 7 QC tools, not just 7 QC tools only, but there are so many tools, they have to learn it, then only they can solve it in more precise manner. Now let's take CoPQ reduction case study. How the CoPQ was reduced. This is actual case study in a company which makes, if you see, this is called the banjo. This is used in the most of the automobiles for the lubrication of various components. From the bright bars, a ball is made. From that particular bar, this is machined and screwed in this way. Through this pipe, it is connected, and the lubricants they pass to the rotating parts through these banjos. Cost reduction through Kaizen. First, plan, grasp the situation, define the problem, measure the process performance, analyze the root cause, finally implement the countermeasure, check the result, and standardize the process. These are the PDCA. These are the 7 steps. Let's see first step. How you can do, grasp the situation, go to the workplace. It's called Gimba, where the work is taking place. Observe the people, the machine, how they perform work, how the workplace is maintained, so how the information is communicated, all these aspects you just observe it silently, then map the process. What are the various steps performed step by step chronologically performed by the operators? Process performance data, collect data, and set a target means what you want to achieve. Then this is the process plan. This is a bright bars, steel bars, rub ball turning, CNC ball turning, facing drilling and grooving, facing and grooving, magna testing, and chamfering. So this way, various kinds of products are made from the bright bars manner. Then, based on this study, you are collecting a data. Customer demands 4,000 units. Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So 6 days a week, all the concerned data you are collecting about the operations and summarizing it. Then the problem is here is the cycle time. If you want to improve the productivity, the cycle time is one of the very important aspect. So through the stopwatch, people were trained and lot of data were collected about the cycle time, changeover time, and defect percentage, equipment availability. All the correct data were generated by the trained operators under the guidance of consultant. All data was collected and compiled. So the target is one of the concept I discussed in the lean manufacturing, the demand rate, which is called takt time. So based on the market data, so the company has to produce 4,000 banjos per day, but it's not me. It means that every 18 seconds one banjo must come out of the line. So here, but the company was able to do only 3,000 units per day, and now the target was set for 4,000 units. So we have to find out how we can attain 4,000 units per day. So all the cycle time collected, and it was analyzed. Production cycle time for each item 22 and a half, and the demand rate was 18 seconds. So it means cycle time, production cycle time for each operation has to be brought below 18 seconds. So target time was 18 seconds, and this was the actual time. So we have to find out the reason why this is a high. Inadequate capacity of machine, metal content to cut is higher than that. It's very detailed interaction was made by the production people and the experts, and the reasons were found out. Root causes were found out. These are the root causes, and a graph was made. It means the demand rate was 18 seconds. Anything beyond 18 seconds, it means it cannot meet the requirement. So all this cycle time has to brought down below 18 seconds, then only it is possible to that. And the root causes were identified, drum ball turning, one more machine was there that was installed. Actual cycle time came down to 60. CNC ball turning, cutting time reduced due to material content reduction in the previous operation. Some planning in the material cutting in the machining brought down to 60. Facing grooving, changeover time reduced, material to be cut slightly increased in time, but actual cycle time came to 20. So this way, the all except one facing and grooving, they could be reduced 18 below 18 time, 18 seconds. This way, the improvements has helped in the improving the productivity. And here, if you just see the what were the findings of the project, process cycle time, which was 25 seconds before, it was brought down to 20 seconds. Productivity units per hour, which was 184 units per hour, brought down to increased to 242 units. Productivity improved by 30%. So increased sales revenue about more than 38 lakhs. Very small unit was there. Means it's there increased revenue sales with the same machine, same manpower. This has gone up to 30% higher. So this way, cost of poor quality has helped. How much the cost reduction per unit, which was 48 paisa, production cost of per unit was 11 rupees 90 paisa, and which was brought down to 1142. So the 48 paisa per unit reduction came in this way. The result of cost of poor quality reduction, quality improved, and the cost has come down. So this is the way how the cost of poor quality can help to increase the profitability. This I would like to share this teachings of the great quality guru Deming, who was the statistician. Based on his approach, the Six Sigma and the statistical quality control came in the picture. So he says the biggest cost of poor quality is when your customer buys it from someone else because they didn't like yours. So if the greatest quality cost of poor quality is that, means it means the customer has rejected, stopped buying your product, then cost of poor quality may cause closure of your company. This is the once any changeover from your product to some other supplier, it means that is the greatest loss to the company, and that is the highest cost of poor quality. So any webinar or any learning should not be just only learning. After the session is over, what next? Now it is not the faculty's job. Now you have to decide what next you are going to do. Now, all in your code, the purpose of this webinar is session is to teach you how to make improvement. Now you have to make improvement, then only our effort is having benefit, otherwise the whole effort become cost of poor quality. So how to apply cost of poor quality concept in your company? This is my recommendation. Train your people on cost of poor quality. This is just a overview with it. In a 2 hour session given, it requires these sessions for your operators, engineers, supervisors, how to learn and how to apply the CoPQ. Train your people, form a team to assess internal and external failure costs, prevention and appraisal cost. Already I have given the format and explained you the methodology. Identify cost reduction projects, make cost reduction project teams, implement the cost reduction projects, and review the financial needs. This is a 100% practical approach. It is nothing theoretical. Already I have provided the formats. If you just follow it, you can do it, and you can identify which project need to be addressed. So this is the way. So investment for learning and cost of poor quality. I am just sharing from the learning of scriptures. For anything, any success of anything, you have to invest three things. Time. Without spending time, you cannot make improvement. The effort, you have to be dedicated towards your commitment, and finally the money. You have to spend money for, you have to invest money for learning, guidance, coaching, and improvement. So 1-10-100 rule you must remember in every area of life. Rupee 1 spent on the learning is going to save 100 rupees because of the poor quality. So this is the approach to attain sustainable growth. One has to put time, effort, and money, learning the new techniques, and this is the way. The Taguchi is another quality expert of Japan. He says cost is more important than quality, no doubt. But quality is the best way to reduce cost. Just how to reduce cost by improving the quality. So these are the approaches and teachings of the great gurus, and by this way we can definitely improve the cost of poor quality to the minimum and improve the profitability. So with this one, I thank you for the patient listening, and I tried to answer the questions. Very few questions were there. I've explained. So customer ask additional requirement, how we can count value. Value is just by pro rata basis. The cost is calculated by standard costing methods. This one. So I conclude with thanks to all the participants. We'll be happy to answer any question. You can write email to eCafes and we'll try to answer you back. Thank you very much.